Every financial guru on YouTube gives you the exact same advice. Stop buying $5 coffees. Cancel Netflix. Invest in index funds and wait until you're 65 to live. It sounds great in theory, but real life doesn't work like a spreadsheet. Unexpected bills hit, rent goes up, small weekend purchases stack up silently. And by the 25th of the month, you're staring at your banking app, wondering where thousands of dollars vanished. A few weeks ago, I got tired of guessing. I decided to run an experiment. I took every single financial transaction I made over the last 12 months, bank statements, credit card logs, subscription fees, emergency expenses, and tested multiple artificial intelligence models against them. I didn't give them a generic prompt like, make me a budget. I forced them to analyze my actual behavioral psychology around spending, identify silent wealth leaks, and build an automated financial system designed to outsmart my own bad habits. One model performed so terribly it almost ruined my cash flow, while another uncovered financial patterns I had been completely blind to for years. Stay tuned until the very end, because I'm going to reveal the exact AI model that cracked the code on my finances, along with the worst one you must avoid at all costs. Make sure you don't skip a single second of this video. What the system found in my numbers was disturbing, but the framework it built to fix it completely changed how I look at money. Here is what happens when you hand full control of your finances over to artificial intelligence. First, let's look at how the process actually starts. Raw data interrogation. Most people fail at budgeting because they build a plan based on who they wish they were, not who they actually are. They write down, I will spend $100 a week on groceries, ignoring the fact that they've spent $300 a week on food for the last 3 years. To prevent this, I downloaded 365 days of raw CSV data from my accounts. I anonymized my sensitive details and uploaded the raw data into the AI with a strict instruction. Act as an aggressive, unbiased financial auditor. Analyze every transaction. Identify my spending triggers. Classify every dollar into fixed overhead, variable lifestyle, and hidden leaks. And highlight every pattern I am blind to. Within 45 seconds, the AI processed thousands of line items. Then it gave me a breakdown that felt like a slap in the face. The AI categorized my spending into 3 core zones. First, hard overhead, my rent, utilities, basic insurance, and baseline survival costs. Second, growth capital, money actually invested or saved. Third, the frictionless drain, microtransactions, impulse purchases, and recurring charges that I had completely normalized. I thought I was spending maybe $200 a month on convenience, quick lunches, ride shares, and subscriptions. The AI proved the actual figure was closer to $840 a month. It calculated that over a 5-year horizon, accounting for compound interest at an 8% average return, that single frictionless drain category wasn't costing me $840 a month. It was costing me over $61,000 in lost future wealth. Next, the system exposed the invisible leaks. The AI didn't just give me total numbers. It mapped out my emotional spending. Patterns by correlating transaction times with categories. Leak number 1, the subscription trapdoor. The AI flagged 7 active recurring payments. 2 were duplicate cloud storage plans from different providers. 1 was a premium software trial I forgot to cancel 6 months ago. Another was a gym membership for a location I hadn't stepped foot in since last winter. Total monthly waste. 38, that's $1,656, a year paid for absolute zero value. Leak number 2, convenience taxing. The model highlighted a direct spike in food delivery and rideshare, usage occurring specifically between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Why? Those were my longest workdays. When energy dropped, friction went up, and I defaulted to convenience. The AI labeled this my fatigue tax. Leak number 3, phantom upgrades. Small $10 to $20 add-ons, upgraded internet speeds I wasn't utilizing, premium app tiers, insurance add-ons that individual banks and services had subtly increased over 12 months without me noticing. Seeing your financial behavior laid out objectively by a machine takes away all emotion. You can't argue with raw code. The data proved I didn't have an income problem. I had a distribution and attention problem. Now came the real challenge, building the budget architecture. I told the AI, rebuild my entire cash flow architecture. Do not give me a restrictive budget that requires manual tracking every day, because I will abandon it. Build a system that automates wealth accumulation before I can touch the money. The AI rejected traditional 50-30-20 budgeting. Instead, it generated a 4-bucket automated waterfall system. Bucket 1, the vault or fixed overhead. This is the non-negotiable baseline: rent, utilities, debt minimums, and core bills. The AI calculated the exact monthly sum required for fixed costs, added a 5% inflation buffer, and instructed me to open a separate checking account specifically named the vault. On payday, the exact percentage needed to cover fixed expenses routes straight into the vault via automatic transfer. This money is untouchable for daily living. Bucket 2, the acceleration engine or wealth first. Instead of saving whatever is left over at the end of the month, which is usually zero, the AI insisted on a pay-yourself-first priority. The moment income hits the main account, an automated percentage moves directly into investment and high-yield savings accounts before I ever see it in my daily spending balance. If the money isn't sitting in my primary checking account, my brain doesn't register it as available capital. Bucket 3, the tactical reserve or emergency buffer. The AI calculated my exact monthly run rate and determined I needed a liquid emergency reserve, equivalent to 4 months of essential expenses. But rather than letting that cash sit idle in a traditional bank account losing purchasing power to inflation, the system instructed me to tier it into high-yield liquidity pools. Bucket 4, guilt-free spending or the allowance. Whatever cash remains after buckets 1, 2, and 3 automatically funnel into a secondary account with a dedicated debit card. This is my actual disposable income for eating out, entertainment, and personal purchases. The rule set by the AI was simple. When this account hits zero, spending stops until next payday. No tracking every coffee, no logging receipts. If it's in bucket 4, I can spend it without a single second of guilt. Setting up the system on paper was easy. Executing it in the real world for 30 days was where the friction began. Week 1 brought the automation shock. Setting up the direct debit routings, automated transfers, and bucket accounts took about 2 hours on a Sunday. On my first payday, the magic happened. Money landed, and within minutes, transfers fired off in the background. My primary spending account suddenly looked significantly smaller than usual. It forced an immediate psychological shift. By week 2, I had to confront the fatigue tax. Tired after a long day, my default instinct was to order food delivery. But checking my bucket 4 debit card balance made the trade-off starkly clear. Ordering delivery tonight meant cutting into weekend plans with friends. Because the AI had separated my bills and savings into untouchable accounts, I couldn't borrow from my future to pay for temporary fatigue. I cooked a simple meal instead. Week 3 stress-tested the system. An unexpected annual subscription fee hit, a charge that usually would have disrupted my weekly spending. But because the AI had audited my historical transactions and accounted for non-monthly recurring fees in Bucket 1's buffer, the money was already sitting there waiting. The unexpected bill caused zero stress. At the end of 30 days, I pulled the numbers to compare my new AI-driven system against my historical average. Here is the exact financial impact after 30 days, under the AI-engineered budget. First, frictionless drain eliminated. Canceled subscriptions and optimized. Recurring bills saved. $38 a month. Second, convenience spending reduced. Fatigue tax spending dropped by 42%, saving $350 a month. Third, automated investment increase. Direct wealth contributions increased from a sporadic $200 a month to a structured $750 a month. Total monthly capital saved or reallocated, $140. Over 12 months, that is $14,180, redirected from silent waste into actual assets. Using AI to manage my finances taught me a crucial lesson. Wealth is not built through willpower. Willpower is a finite resource. If your budget relies on you making 50 smart micro decisions every single day, you will eventually fail when you are stressed, tired, or distracted. The real power of AI isn't that it can write a fancy budget or predict stock prices. Its power lies in its ability to look at your human behavior completely objectively, show you where your logic is flawed, and help you design a system that removes human error from the equation entirely. Stop trying to rely on discipline to save money. Build a system where discipline isn't required. Now, as promised at the start of the video, let's reveal the exact AI models I tested for this entire experiment. I initially tested Gemini Advanced for financial auditing. The result was a complete failure. It hallucinated transaction categories, gave overly generic advice like cut back on dining out, and completely failed to parse complex multi-line CSV statements accurately. If you want a model for structured financial data analysis, avoid Gemini. It is by far the worst AI for this specific job. The AI model I actually used to build this entire system, the one that audited my CSV files flawlessly, identified my fatigue spending patterns, and calculated the exact bucket ratios, was Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Its code execution, precision with raw numerical data, and structural logic are miles ahead of anything else on the market for personal finance. If you want to run this exact framework on your own finances, using Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Step 1. Export your last 12 months of bank statements to a CSV file. Step 2. Strip out personal, identifiable information, like account numbers and names. Step 3. Feed the raw line items into Claude 3.5 Sonnet and tell it to act as an aggressive, unbiased financial auditor. Step 4. Separate your money into automated buckets the day you get paid. Controlling your money doesn't mean restricting your life. It means giving every dollar a specific job before you have the chance to waste it. What's the one hidden expense that's draining your bank account every month? Without you realizing it, drop it in the comments below. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into systems, finance, and leverage.